Hi everyone, my name is Pierre and welcome to this channel where we do all kinds of fun stuff. Today, digital inputs and outputs. Now, what is a digital input or an output? Digital input can either have a value of 0 or 1, true or false. It's a Boolean value. So there's no values in between, like for instance where we work with analog values. If we've got an analog value, let's say the range is from 0 to 5 volt, then that value can vary anything from 0 to 5 volt. But with a digital value, we've only got a 1 or a 0. Let's have a look how we're going to structure our code in the Arduino in order to work with these digital input outputs. Now, before we draw our flow diagram, we must first think what's going to happen with that input pin. Let's say the input pin is open, so there's not a 1 or a 0 connected to the input pin. If we read from that pin, then that value can float between 1 and 0, and we will never know what the input's going to be. So in order to counteract that, we must couple that pin to VCC or to ground. Now we can do that with a pull-up command in our software. Let me show you how that works. Let's say we've got our Arduino, and in this case we're going to use a Arduino Mega. And here we've got all our digital I/O pins. So it's digital I/O pins. And let's say we're going to work with pin number 3, it's this pin here. Now, like we've said, if it's open, we never know if it's going to be a 0 or a 1. We don't know. It can float between those values. So what we'll do in the software, we will define it as a pull-up. And that will actually mean that there will be a pull-up resistor internal in the Mega connected to it. So if that is VCC, there will be a resistor, and this value will then always be 1 if nothing is connected to it. As soon as we connect a 0 to it, so let's say we've got a ground here, and we connect that ground to pin number 3, then that value, of course, that we read will change into a 0. Because a digital I/O pin cannot be something in between. It can only be a 1 or a 0. So in this case, we decide if nothing is connected to it, we're going to pull it up to a 1. And if we connect a 0, then we will read that 0 value. So in our code, we will start. And then after that, we will define the variable. And let's say we're going to use the variable a, and let's make it Boolean. Then after that, in our setup, we say we're going to use input pin number 3. We can use any other pin as well. We say it's going to be an input. And we say it's going to be a pull-up. Next thing we will do is define our communication baud rate, and let's make that 9600. That's in order to communicate with the screen. Then we'll move into our main loop. We will then read pin number 3. We will print the value of pin number 3 to the screen. Then we will delay for half a second, that's 500 milliseconds, and then we will repeat that process again. So this will be our main loop. We will read pin number 3, which is our digital input pin. We will print that value to the screen. And we're going to put that value in A. So we'll read from 3 and we'll put it in A. We'll print A to the screen. And then we will delay for half a second and we will repeat that. So let's have a look at the code. So first we will define the variable A and we'll say it's a Boolean value. Then we'll go into our setup. We will say we're going to use pin number 3. So we define the pin mode. We use pin number 3. We say it's an input and it's a pull up. So it will always be pulled up to 1 except if we put a 0 in it. Then we say serial begin 9600. That's the communication rate for the communication to the screen. And then we go into our main loop. We say our variable A is equal to what? It's equal to digital read where pin number 3. And then we serial print line to the screen, the value that's in A, and that's of course the value that we've read from the pin, and then we wait for half a second and we repeat this. Alright, so let's compile it. It's done compiling, and let's upload this to the board. So we'll upload it, and you can see the upload is complete. Now we can open our serial monitor and you can see that we read a 0 at the moment, and let's see why is that. If we go to the board, you will see here that I've connected a pin from ground to pin number 3, so it's 0 there. Let me take this wire out, and now you can see that we've got a 1 printed to the screen, so that's what we read on pin 3, a 1 because it's a pull up, there's nothing connected to it, so it's pulled up to a 1. So let's couple our wire again, so we'll put it to ground and we go to pin 0, 1, 2, 3, and as soon as I put it in there, you'll find a 0 again. Let me pull it out again, you'll see there's a 1, and as soon as I put it back, you'll see that there's a 0 again. The Arduino is an incredible tool, a powerful tool that you can use to change the world around you. If you want to learn efficiently, if your time is valuable, please have a look at the links in the description to my website where I offer different courses in order to help you efficiently and quickly to get started with the Arduino. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.